I've got this wedding cake over here to get done, and then I've got this 3-tier cake here to get done, and another sheet cake to go. 24 pumpkin cupcakes. I got cookies over there to dip, pretzels, and Rice Krispie treats. So I'm just thinking I might have to waylay this video for you. I apologize for that. I was really trying to do this because my wedding season here where I live is getting pretty much over. We live way out in the country, and I mean way out in the country. You have to really drive in order to get to me, and around here things just kind of start, you know, slowing way down, and we don't get a lot of winter weddings because they really don't plow the roads around here. They'll do some of the main ones, but they won't do the little side guys and stuff. Okay, so next up. Now I can touch this cake, and yes, I have Germexed out there. And if I don't Germex out there, I have Germex right here, so my hands are clean. If I can touch this cake and no icing sticks to it, it's good to go, all right? And yes, I use the Viva paper towel. And I always go and I look for paper towels that have textures and different patterns on them. I find them, and I also look for paper too. Textured papers are really a good source for your cakes as well. Now, when I do this, I'm pressing pretty firm. I mean, you know, it's like if someone has a spider on their shoulder, you're gonna whack that off of there and brush really firm to get it off. So I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna let a little bit of the paper towel go over the edge, and I'm gonna take the ends of my fingers, just like right here, and I'm gonna let those kind of drag over the edge, and it's gonna create like a mushroom cap, but it's also gonna smooth out that edge for me, okay? And I'm just gonna bring it over and do the same. Now the center of this cake is not so important to be smooth, for the fact that yes, we're gonna set another cake on there. Again, I'm just gonna let my fingers lightly go over the edge so that that's smooth as well. And yes, again, remember, it is going to have like a little mushroom cap. So don't freak out when you see that or say, oh, look, she's not doing her cakes right. Okay? Make this turntable work for you, everybody. Really make it work for you. Manipulate that puppy. Bring the cake to you. I'll see a couple spots that I don't. My lighting in here is not the best, so sometimes I can't see. Now, see that cap right there? You're gonna take your hand from here and go down, all right, with the paper towel. So put the paper towel up, go here, and go down. Okay. And I curl my fingers around the edge. Now, if you notice that the icing is kind of sticking to the paper towel a little bit, then you need to switch to a different paper towel. See this? I don't know if you can pick it up on the camera, but that little roughness there, and then we have a smoothness there, because it's kind of sticking to the paper towel a little bit. So I just flipped my paper towel. All right, there we go. All right, again, just start from the top, and I'm gonna let this kind of go around the corner too, so I can get that smooth. All right. And I know this is probably very boring for you to watch in your but I have so many people that don't do cakes or are just starting out on cakes, and they really just don't know a lot of this stuff. And for the ones that do know, you know, I mean, I understand it can be a little boring to watch. I kind of get that way myself because I do move fast and I work fast. So just bear with me. Get maybe a hot chocolate or something and come back and probably be at the end where you need it to be. Okay? So we've got it. We've got it smooth as a baby's butt. You can do a couple other little touches here and there. Alright, okay, got it. Now this one, same thing. Now this one's a little tacky. It's kind of, you can stick into my fingers and see my little fingerprints there. So I'm just going to let that sit. Now the next thing is, the next size cake that goes on here is a 10-inch round. Here's how I measure it. I take my 10-inch round pan and I use the bottom, because if you put the top down like this, it makes a wider circle and you may make the straws come out too far, and you don't want that. So I just put the pan on here. You can take your sewing gauge if you really want to be precise, and you can measure, take the little Dumaflacher and put it up by your pan and kind of, okay, this is way over here, and go like this, you know, all the way around. Or you could do what I do and I just look at it. And yes, make sure you go all the way around. Okay, now the second thing I do is I just press. Gives me that ring right there. That's my guideline. Now, because I'm using a 10-inch round, I want to use 10 of these. This cake is a 4-tier cake, and it's going to have a lot of weight based on here, so I need to really give it some good support all the way through. Now the other one is just a tiny little 3-tier, and it's not going to need a whole lot of frou-frou and stuff. So I'm going to use like 10 of these puppies, okay, the boba tea straws. Now, I'll show you how to go about cutting them, and then I'll just pause it and cut them all so that I don't bore you some more. All right, sewing gauge. You want to make sure, I don't know if you could see this on there, flat side down. See that? Okay, pull it up to the top. I go probably about just a little bit away from the center, just a little bit over here, because I know that's where my straws are going. So insert it. And you want to push that little blue thing down, but you do not want to push it into the icing. You want to keep it a hairline. I mean, like just on the surface. Do not go in. You don't want your straws to go below your icing. If you let them go below the icing, then that means the weight of the cake is going to be pressing on this cake. That sometimes will put the pressure on it, and that will make things bulb out. It could crack your cake, it could ruin the design. You want the weight of this cake sitting on the top of these straws, okay? So I've got it right there. It's about a hairline right there. Pull it out. I'm gonna lock it into my pinky right here, okay? So it's not gonna move. I'm gonna take the straw. Let me put it this way, I'm sorry, I apologize. So I'm going to lock it in because I want this little blue thing there, and I'm just going to fit this, oops, sorry. I'm going to fit this right on top of that blue thing, right there. See? Sitting right there. This locks this blue bar so it won't move. Those ribbon cutter scissors, you're going to go right up here to it. Right there, see? And cut it. Right there. See? And I can just go right ahead and put the next one there. All right? Next one, same thing. Boom. Keep going. So I do about 10 of those. Now if you look, you know, these straws, I don't know if you can see all this, but anyways, these straws are all the same height. Yes, I got them on my fingertips and they may not look like it, but they are. They're the same height. Okay. Now, I just like to go in about 1 inch from the edge and start placing them in. And I probably have them about 1.5 inches to 2 inches apart. And I just go in a circle. And you'll think, oh gosh, some of those look taller than the others. It's not. It's just because my icing might be higher or lower in that area. They are all the same height. Okay. Next thing I do is I take my powdered sugar and I put a little pile in. Whoop! Oh, well, we don't want that much. We'll leave it there. It's not going to hurt anything. The reason why I'm putting the powdered sugar in the middle is so that I don't have to worry about waxed paper or anything like that. And the cake bottom board will not be sticking to the icing at all. I'm pulling that off so that they get upset that, you know, all the icing got taken off of the cake. Now, a friend of mine showed me this, and I have really no reason why I do it, but I guess it's kind of just like an extra little assurance. So I just take icing and just go right across those little straws, and it makes just another little ring of glue. Now, this cake is, see the foil on the bottom, and I'm going to just set it right here, right into that circle that I pressed into my cake. I'm still going to check it out, because this side I got a little bit to the right, so I can slide it over because it's sitting on the straws. That side's fine. And this is a little bit like that. Okay, this is where I want my cake to be, all right? Now, because this is a bigger cake and it's going to hold even a bigger cake and then the little, well, I mean another heavier cake and then another cake, I'm going to put larger dowels. I'm not going to use my skewers at this time. And I'm using this size right here, kind of like a Wilton dowel, because I really need them to be sturdy. Okay, got them sharpened. And it's excellent if you were to invest in an electric pencil sharpener, especially the kind that you can adjust from small to large. Saves you a lot of time. Now I'm going to take this guy and I'm going to bring it in probably about 2.5 inches. Insert it, use my hammer. Boom, it's all the way down. Yes, this is how I do it, okay? Not anyone else's way. This is just how I do it. I like sturdiness. I like stability. I want that insurance that this cake is going to get there in one piece. Some people say, well, how do you expect them to cut it? Well, to tell you the truth, I really don't care. For the fact that that's their problem. I'm going to obligate my contract end of it, and I'm going to get that cake there in one piece. They can cut around some of this stuff. I use 10 snips, and I go right up. Now, what you want to do is you want to press down on the cake, then cut. You don't want to cut right at the top of the cake. The reason for, if your cakes settle anymore, then that dowel's going to be popping up out of the cake. So I like to just press down and then cut. Did that go in there? That is too funny. Okay, again, press and then cut. Press, cut. Get rid of your cake scraps. Those are some really, really thick wood. Now, we had some trouble with this cake. So we have a little bit of